Okay, so the material we are going to discuss is Yttria stabilized zirconia, also known as YSZ. This is a material that is primarily used in solid oxide fuel cells, SOFCs. So, talking about the properties of the elements present in this material, we have zirconia, we have yttrium, and we have oxygen. So, respectively, we mentioned their atomic numbers, the atomic mass, the ionic radius, the affinity, the negativity, and the ionization for these three elements, as you can see. Coming on to the crystal structure, here the green dots represent zirconia, Zr4+, the red dot represents yttrium, and the blue dots represent oxygen, O2-. So zirconia's structure looks like this, ZrO2. Then we have yttria, which has the oxygen atoms at its corners with two oxygen vacancies, along with a Y3 plus yttrium ion in the center. Combining these two, we get the structure for YSZ, Yttria stabilized zirconia. Now this structure is a cubic fluoride structure. As you can see, these two structures are joined here. Coming on to the synthesis route of YSZ, we use primarily two compounds for the synthesis of YSZ. That is ZrOCl2.8H2O and YCl3. These two compounds go through separate processes and then they are sent out, and then they undergo these processes to finally form YSZ. So ZrOCl2 reacts with sodium succinate to form a polymeric zincronyl succinate, and it is washed and dried. Similarly, for YCl3 also we react it with sodium succinate, through which we get yttrium succinate, and we wash and dry this. After getting these two compounds, we mix it by planetary ball milling, then we calcinize it, then we after planetary ball milling and compaction, we splinter it. So this was the synthesis route of YSZ. Now coming on to the phase diagram, this is the mole percent of Zirconia, and this is the temperature. So as you can see, it shows at which temperature and what mole percent, what is the structure of Zirconia. So you can see that at temperatures 500, it's monoclinic if in the mole percentage is small. Then as the mole percentage increases, it shows both monoclinic and cubic structure. Going up, at higher temperatures, as you can see, that it shows cubic structure mostly. At a temperature below 2000, it's tetragonal or tetragonal plus cubic depending on the mole percentage. If at a higher mole percentage, it shows a cubic structure. So this was the phase diagram for the given compound, for the given material. And then we talk about the properties of YSZ. Talking about the electrical properties, YSZ is a good electric insulator under normal condition, which means that only ions can get transported through it and not electrons, making it suitable for solid oxide fuel cells. Talking about the mechanical properties, it has a very high melting point and it can withstand enhanced temperatures. Again, this is one of the reasons why it is used in SOFCs. Magnetic properties, it is magnetic in nature, so magnetic interactions could not interfere with electrical components on magnetic fields in diagnostic equipment. Then we talk about optical properties. It is usually opaque in visible region with a very high band gap around 5 to 6 eV. Talking about the morphology, this is the microscopic image of YSZ, that's scanning electron microscopy. So this is the picture. Then we have the nanomaterial details of YSZ. So YSZ nanomaterials are produced usually by a bottom-up approach. The reason is it gives precise control over particle size, and it produces high purity and uniform nanoparticles. The common bottom-up methods for YSZ is the sol-gel synthesis, then it undergoes co-precipitation, then spray pyrolysis, and then solvothermal synthesis. Talking about the manufacturing of YSZ. Now we looked at the general synthesis process here. Talking about the manufacturing process, like how it is actually manufactured, we have the powdered SYSZ powder, the 650, which is having a diameter of around 650 nanometer, and then we mix it with water, and we mix it for around 24 hours. After mixing, we remove the air from this particular mixture that we have, and then we freeze cast it, and we record the temperature of this device, after which we freeze dry it for 48 hours. After sublimation, we get the sintered porous YSZ after sintering. So, how material science helped us in making this material, in our research for this material? So we understand why Y2O3 is added to stabilize high temperature cubic phase at room temperature for better properties. We also got to know why dopant Y3 plus replaces Zr3 plus in the lattice. Now, phase diagrams are used here to select the right composition. Also, material science helped us to know to control the grain size, the porosity and the mechanical strength for this material so that it can be used in applications. Next, thermal expansion, fracture toughness and hardness was also found using material science. Now talking about the electrical properties, ionic versus electronic conductivity. This was also a place where material science helped us, and characterization techniques like XRD, SEM and TGA. All these techniques helped us to find a morphology. That's it, and thank you.